toxic ex won't stop contacting me after breakup. Keeps changing numbers. I, 16, female, was in a difficult relationship with my ex, 16, male. We met at the start of last summer, and after spending time together, we quickly became a couple. It felt like a whirlwind romance, and at first, everything seemed normal. I thought he was a kind person who would always look out for me. But as time went on, my view of him changed. One day, he did better than me on a math quiz. I congratulated him, not thinking much of it, but he responded by saying things like, "I thought you were better than this, and you need more practice." At first, I let it slide, but it didn't stop there. Whenever he had the chance, he would try to show he was better than me. What made it worse was that when I did better than him, he wouldn't acknowledge it. Instead, he blamed his poor performance on other things. This created a lot of tension between us, and we started to argue more. After every fight, we would make up, but my frustration only grew. Then, things took a turn for the worse. I had to prepare for a trip and needed to get ready. Before I left, he suggested we go on a date. It was going well, but I realized I needed to leave soon. I thought he'd understand, but he became upset, begging me to stay for just 30 more minutes. Feeling guilty, I agreed. After the date, instead of walking me back, he dropped me off at his place, leaving me to walk home alone. Later that night, he texted me saying, "After today, I realize I'm not as important to you as I thought." His words left me confused, and I spent the night thinking about everything. By the next morning, I knew I had to end the relationship. I broke up with him, and surprisingly, he didn't put up much of a fight. We agreed to go our separate ways. I asked him to return some money I had lent him, but he avoided the topic, criticizing me instead. I decided to let it go and move on. For a while, things seemed to settle down, but then he called me from a new phone number. He wanted to meet, but I refused. He claimed he had something to give me, so I reluctantly agreed to take it. He brought me some cookies and seaweed snacks, which I appreciated at first. But the next morning, he messaged me, saying, "If you don't want them, I'll come take them back." Annoyed, I blocked his number. He called again from a different number, asking to see me one last time. I said no. When he got a fourth number, he begged me to stop ignoring him and unblock his contacts. To avoid more drama, I finally gave in. Afterward, he told me he had lost his phone and wallet and asked me to call him a cab. I ignored him. He even wanted me to get him lunch, but I didn't respond. Eventually, he made his way home and bragged about how he managed by asking others for help. That was the last straw for me. I told him exactly how I felt, and after that, we stopped communicating.